Welcome back to another video, and today we are talking about wax on a Meerschaum. Now, there's been this misconception over the years that you have to wax your mirrors constantly, and I'm going to give you an example why you don't have to. So this is basically, the Meerschaum starts out as a sponge. Okay, so it's very porous. Doesn't like the green screen. Very porous. It's a sponge. That's what it looks like if you put it under a microscope. This is a brand new pipe. And this has been waxed by the carver. It's, you know, it's beeswax. Now you can see the inside of that pipe is much brighter. It's pure white versus the outside of it. Okay? There's no wax. That's pure Meerschaum on the inside. Outside is the beeswax. Now that closes the pores up on the outside. Now when this wax gets hot, when you smoke it, it goes inward. You have tobacco on the inside, smoke, tar, nicotine, juices, moisture, all that stuff. It pulls it out as a vacuum. That's the functionality of a Meerschaum. That's why you get a cooler smoke. It's a more flavorful smoke, clean smoke. Now, a pipe that's been smoked over the years many times over and over starts to color. And this pipe has many bowls on it. I have no clue. I bought it used. There's a little story behind this pipe, and I'll get to it in a minute. But this pipe I bought brand new, maybe eight years ago or so. I must have smoked 1,000 bowls through this pipe. Easy. 1,000 bowls. This is my most smoked pipe, and it's an I use it for an aromatic. I didn't smoke it that much this year, and I have easy 100 bowls through it. Guess how many times I waxed it? 0. 0 times. And there's plenty of wax still on here. One of the trick is when you're first smoking your pipe, brand new, what works for the best is you want to smoke it. A lot of articles I've written, there's many articles on this. Smoke it many times a day to break it in. Now, you don't have to break this in like a briar. It's a different type of break-in. This basically, you're getting the wax to have a good vacuum on your pipe. Okay? That's basically that's the break-in process. And how do you know the break-in process is going good? The shank starts to color like this. The shank will start getting dark. Now this has about maybe 50 bowls, but it was a nice color like this after about 30. Okay, now every pipe's going to be different. You know, there's all different grades of Meerschaum, which most likely be whether the pores are bigger or smaller. This bowl part gets hotter, so this wax, this started with a darker wax, but it wasn't this dark, and it was a bit lighter than this. This tends to get a little bit lighter because it's actually the hot part, and it does more work, and it gets hot. So some of it is going to go faster into the bowl than this. Now a lot of smokers want to play with the wax constantly to have a better color, a better patina. If that's what you're after, then you know. But the thing is, and that leads to the story of this pipe. Now I bought this pipe used on eBay, and I actually talked to the guy via messages on eBay, and This pipe, he waxed. I didn't think nothing of it. I first smoked it. The pipe stunk. I don't know what wax he used. I wouldn't imagine he used beeswax. It stunk. I'm like, well, what is this? And you can see like it's real glossy, like wet. I'm thinking there's too much wax on here. Another thing, it didn't feel like a meerschaum. It felt like a stone. It felt like a stone, so it was kind of weird. So I kept smoking it. I smoked it. Eventually, the smell went away. And what ended up happening was it didn't filter properly. So how do you know when it's not filtering properly? It's not functioning properly. The wax isn't filtering, isn't doing the vacuum, the suction of the nicotine, the moisture, and all that. Well, guess what? It all comes through here. You're going to get a heavy nicotine blend. So if you're smoking your Meerschaum and you have the same blend over and over, or you come back to it, whatever, and it's like, well, I don't remember that blend being so strong. And there's a lot of moisture. Even if you dry your tobacco out, there's a lot of moisture coming through the pipe. You're constantly running your pipe cleaner through it. There's a lot of juice. You're taking the stem off. You're blowing it out. There's juice everywhere. Guess what? It's not functioning properly. That's what happened to this. So, what do I do with it? The pipe is closed. It's basically all the pores of the pipe are closed at this point. So what do you do? Well, I got a heat gun. I took the stem off, put some pipe cleaners in here so I can hold it. And this smoked, black smoke came off of this pipe for a half hour. It took a half hour to burn all that wax out of here. Now, I didn't burn the patina out. You can still see it's here. I mean, the patina actually looks a lot better after burning all that nastiness off of there. Okay? It was so bad where this has been waxed, I don't know how many times, because there's fanatics out there, that when I heated the pipe, the wax was bubbling through the inside of the bowl. It was boiling out. It was completely clogged with wax. This wasn't going to color no further. This wasn't going to filter no further. It wasn't, if I left it and kept smoking, it wasn't going to do anything. At one point, there was a pool of wax, liquid wax on the bottom of the bowl as I'm burning this off, and I turn over and I pour it out. That's how much wax. When you keep waxing your pipes, that's what happens. And once it was done, it took a half hour. It actually feels like a Meerschaum now. Now, you're probably thinking, well, you got to re-wax it. So you just get beeswax and you go real light with it. You heat the pipe up. And you shouldn't have to do this. If you maintain your pipes correctly, which you just smoke, and don't handle them when they're hot, because you're going to wipe the wax off, you don't have to go through all this. This is just somebody, either the person I bought it from or the person he got it from was a fanatic. They're worrying about coloring, and they just, every bowl, every 2 bowls, they're putting wax on it. You don't have to do that. 1,000 bowls went through this pipe. It smokes perfectly fine. There's no moisture. There's no nicotine. Guess what? I never waxed it. So it scares people away. It scares people away from Meerschaum, because like, I don't want to deal with that whole waxing nonsense. And you know what? You want to color it? That's up to you. Me, I'm about the functionality of the pipe. I'm about the best smoke you can have, the cleanest smoke you can have. And that's why I went away from briar. It doesn't filter the moisture out. So these things filter nice. But don't let waxing, you got to wax your pipe constantly. Don't let that scare you away, because you do not have to do it. I've been smoking 3 bowls a day, 2 to 3 bowls a day for at least 8 years straight, roughly. I did take a little break for a couple briars, but I've never waxed a pipe yet. I have other pipe friends that have never waxed a pipe yet. So you don't have to do it. Now, if you have to burn this out, like I bought it used and it was clogged, then it's almost a restoration type thing. But I got this smoking fine now. There's not a nicotine kick. I'm not pulling this off and blowing moisture out. I'm not doing none of that crap anymore. Running pipe cleaners through. I can smoke the whole bowl. And there's no gurgle. That's how you know your Meerschaum is functioning correctly. All right, that's all I got. So I hope you guys took something from this. And that's my experience. And it's not just one pipe. I have quite a few Meerschaums here. So, and I've never waxed one. All right. Until next time, you have a good one.